morning vlog. So great to see you again. We've already busted out an episode of the WHOA podcast this morning with Angela, with Taylor Williams from Glory GNV. Obviously Angela, my assistant and owner of AV Events. That was really, really awesome. You're going to include some of that into the vlog, right? So we'll show a little bit of that. I'm just going to meet with the creative team. Look, we're building a new company. It's freaking awesome. We're off to a great start. We've signed a bunch of agreements and we haven't even officially launched the company. Right now I'm feeding everything through New Scooters for Less as we start planning and getting this new company launched. And then we'll move the clients over to that new company. The way this will be set up is New Scooters for Less will be a client of the new media company. So there's so much happening. It's exciting. We have the entire team here this morning. Well, besides our video team, but we got most of the team here this morning, and we're talking through some of the projects. We've got a couple of really big agreements, and we got to make sure that we deliver, because at this point the results are what matter. So we're going to make sure that we deliver for our clients. So it's going to be an interesting day, lots going on, and I'm glad you're here for the ride. Alright vlog, so I've had lots of meetings and discussions with the creative team and talking through some execution of some events that are going on. We have a new e-bike specialist. You know, we have Zach on the team, and he's going to go do an event this weekend. I think this is important because one thing that business owners should do is always make sure that you have processes in place to hold people accountable. Zach has come in as a new team member and is doing a great job, really getting a lot of leads, getting the processes in place to really make the e-bike successful. So it's really good on his part. Definitely has taken initiative to get out there and get e-bikes in front of as many eyeballs as possible. He's up for a really big challenge, right? But obviously with somebody like myself who is normally like holding people accountable to things, making sure things are done to the core values of the company, making sure that there's processes in place for going out and doing events. Like I haven't gone out to do an event with Zach, for example, because we've been really, really busy with all this media stuff. So as I continue to move myself, out of the day-to-day of New Scooters for Less, and I'm working more on the company and working on a new company and not in the details, but like grinding at events, for example. It's important for me to make sure that my leaders of the organization, that my assistant Angela, that Mike, Brad, Hannah, like the leaders within the organization are holding those team members accountable to making sure things are getting done by the core values of the company. So it's growth, baby. It's growth. So Taylor Williams, who was on the podcast this morning, it's kind of funny because she actually hit me up about like meeting, and my schedule's been so crazy that today was like the day, and I actually was like, hey, what would be fun is if you're on the podcast first. So why don't you come and be on the podcast, and then we can meet afterwards. So she was on the podcast this morning, and then I'm meeting with her at 2 o'clock, and it's 1:37 right now. So I'm gonna eat lunch real quick, scarf down some food, and then got my eat to 80, and then just have that meeting with her. Then this afternoon I gotta get some just client work done, and then I have a meeting at 6.
So sometimes I just don't know where to start with it.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I totally know what you mean.
Sure,
It's like because when you start, you get to a point where you're trying to figure out how to scale yourself. Like right. I'm like trying to scale myself all the time. Totally. So the number one, so you do it in a couple different ways. Definitely outsource anything that you are weak at. like
Okay.
anything. So,
Yeah.
for example, and a great example is bookkeeping for my business. Like,
Not your thing.
I was actually really good at it. Not kidding.
okay.
Like I did it for 10 years. I thought it was great. I kept track of the numbers. I adjusted the inventory. Like, I did everything, and
Yeah.
I knew my numbers like that. Like boom, right?
Yeah.
And I actually contacted a bookkeeper to come in and look at a new. I was doing a coffee company. I bought into a coffee company. I had taken over as the CFO of this coffee company, so to speak. And I was like, this is so small that I can outsource this and not even worry about it. And so I did that. But in that conversation, the bookkeeper was like, yeah, so what are you doing with new scooters for less? And I was like, oh no, like I got that. I've done that for 10 years. Blah, blah. And we sat down and she started telling me everything that she could do, and she was basically, I'll take that off your plate, I'll take that off your plate, I'll take that off your plate, I'll take that off your, payroll, sales tax, new hire reporting, she just kept pulling things off my plate, and I now pay her $1,200 every month, which seemed like a lot of money, and it's worth every penny. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Because I realized that I was spending 2 hours a day doing that, and then I'm like, and it was keeping me away from doing the things that I'm really good at.
Right.
Like, I'm good at it, but I'm like really good at sales and marketing. You know what I mean? Right, so I was like, man, I could focus my time there. And then I actually, just because I was good at it, I didn't like it.
Right. There's a huge difference.
Yeah, I was good at it,
Yeah.
but I didn't enjoy it. I mean,
Right.
it's not. I didn't get in business to do bookkeeping, so I outsourced it, and man, it was great. She does it better. She actually took our business, sales, service, rentals, storage, and turned it into individual businesses in a way, like different profit centers, and we track expenses by profits. I was like, man, so outsourcing. It's 4 o'clock, huh? All right, we're gonna start this over. What up, vlog? It's 4 o'clock. What? Why'd you make that face?
I thought you were gonna be like, what
Oh my god.
No, I'm not gonna say that.
That was the intro.
This is getting worse
All right, hey.
by the second.
Vlog, this is the fun stuff that happens around here that you miss out on because you're not here in the room, but that's why we film because we want you to be a part of it. It's 4 o'clock. We all need caffeine or something to get through the rest of the day. But had an excellent day. We had, honestly, starting 5:20 this morning. So I had a workout, podcast, work, meetings with this crew, media, building a new company, doing online stuff. I'm gonna start all this over because it's just way too long. This is what makes vlogging so much fun, though, Don't you miss this? Don't you miss the camera being around?
I do daily. I miss it.
Vlog!
You recorded this?
Are you? I've missed this. We're gonna vlog way more because this is just I miss it.
It's
Yeah,
back.
dude, we've been so busy with other stuff. All right, listen, vlog. This is what's going on. I've had a very, very busy day. You just watched all of it. This is now the end. It's 4 o'clock. I'm gonna finish some work here at my desk, computer, social media stuff, and then I'm heading to a meeting that I have tonight at 6. Can't film the meeting, but that's okay. That happens sometimes. So thanks for watching.
You're just like, I don't want
Thank
to be done.
you. Thank you.
You're holding on.
I'm
You're
like,
I
yes,
wish
I'm
we
like
could
holding
vlog
on
more,
because
so
I
you
really
wanna
don't
say
want.
goodbye.
I really don't want to say goodbye. And Ronald's making me say goodbye, and it's only 4 o'clock, and there's hours more left of the day. But thank you so much for watching this episode. Love you guys. Leave comments below. Say hello. Say what up. Check us out on social media, all that kind of stuff. I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you. See you guys later. Bye. It's a long intro.
It's been a long
Guys,
day
it's been such a great day.
without you, my friend.
It's been a ton of fun.
And I'll tell you
So
all
much
about
going
it
on
when I
here in
see
the
you
office
again.
as we build this new media company, and the scooter dealership revolves around us. Just so much awesomeness.
When I see you
And this was the poorest creative move we've ever done to get the background music as we close out the day. We'll see you later. Bye.
Look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride. It's been a long